Hi, I'm Janet Thompson Jackson, the founder of Well Law. I've been a law professor for over 20 years, and during that time, I've seen a lot of stressed and anxious students. And I understand that. I was a pretty anxious law student myself. I realized over time that casual conversations with students about managing their stress just wasn't enough. And so I became a certified wellness coach and developed Well Law. Well Law is a program designed especially for law students. It's designed to support students from orientation or whenever they start the program all the way through bar study. So students have the tools to manage their stresses in school, work, and in life. What's your current stress level? Stop and think about that for a minute. Would you describe your stress as, well, no stress at all because you're completely chill? Or maybe you're somewhat stressed. Maybe you're feeling very stressed or even extremely stressed. Whatever you're feeling right now, just remember, you're not alone. You may be thinking, but wait a minute, this is law school. It's supposed to be stressful. And you're right, stress is a normal response to law school. We're pushing you to your intellectual limits. Of course it's going to be stressful, but that stress should be temporary, not permanent. So if you're feeling like your stress is just never going away, or if you think you're experiencing something more than the typical law school stress, then it's really important to speak with someone who can help you. I want to be clear, Well Law is not therapy. It's a comprehensive program that supports law students and it empowers them with tools they need to manage their stress. And that's so important because we know that when law students start school, they have a psychological profile similar to the general public. Fewer than 10% experience depression. But after one semester, that number goes up to 27%. After 2 semesters, up to 34%. And after 3 years of law school, up to 40% of students experience depression. And for far too many law students and lawyers, their depression leads to suicide. If you're struggling with suicide or you know anyone who is, please reach out for help. The number to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is on the screen. It's 800-273-8255. Okay, let's start using these tools. The first one is going to be a breath awareness exercise. I've taught this to many of my students, and a lot of them say that this is their go-to when they're stressed. We're going to just focus on our breathing for 1 minute. If focusing on the breath is something that's not comfortable for you, then you might want to focus on the feeling of your feet on the floor or your hands on your lap. All right, we're going to do this for 1 minute, so let's get started. Just close your eyes or lower your gaze, whatever you prefer, and start to just bring your attention to your breath. Notice your breath going in and out of your body. Feel the inhalation and the exhalation. Your breath may be slow or fast, it doesn't matter. No reason to judge. Just focus on the breath going in and out at whatever pace. Notice where you feel your breath in your body. In and out. Just a few more moments of focusing on the breath, bringing your attention to the breath. Okay, that was about a minute of focusing on your breath. Notice how you feel now compared to when we started. Maybe you don't feel differently at all. But many people report feeling a little bit calmer, just a sense of stillness inside just from that 1 minute. I tell people all the time, you can do this for even 30 seconds before you're going into a meeting, before you start an exam, at any time of the day, just to refocus and to kind of calm your nerves a little bit. I hope that helped. The next tool is an exercise I call review and release. So you'll need a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil for this, so go ahead and grab that. You may want to pause this while you do that. All right, are you ready? What we're going to do is write down everything that's on your mind that you're concerned about, that you're worried about, that's, I like to say, occupying space in your mind. So go ahead. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to just write down anything that you're thinking about right now, anything that you're worried about. It could be your grocery list. It could be an exam coming up, a presentation. It could be something going on at work, something related to your family. It doesn't matter. Anything that is taking space in your mind, go ahead and jot it down. Don't write down sentences, just jot down words that describe these things that are taking space in your mind. And we're going to do this for 30 seconds, just a few seconds left. Okay, your time is up. Okay, the next step is to take everything on that list, take a look at it, and circle the things that you have absolutely no control over or very little control over. There may be some things on that list that are very important to you, but you realize that you really can't control the outcome, you can't control the process. So take a look, and anything that you have little or no control over, go ahead and circle it. All right, the next step is to take those things that you have not circled and put them on another list, or put them on another piece of the paper or on the back of the paper. So those things that you do have some control over, set those things aside. And as you put them on another piece of paper or in a different space, you may want to prioritize the importance of those things. The next step is to create a plan for those things that you can control. Hopefully you've started to prioritize those things. Now figure out, what can I do to actually have an action plan for those things, so they're not just things ruminating in my mind that I'm worried about, that I actually have an action plan for. Maybe you need to calendar some of those things so that you know that they can get done. And for those things that you have absolutely no control over, well, it's working on releasing those things that you don't have any control over, but that you're worried about anyway. For our next tool, I need to talk about work-life balance. There's only one problem. I don't believe in work-life balance. This idea of this beautiful balance where our life is even in some way, I just don't think that exists. I prefer to think of work-life harmony. What do I mean by that? Well, think of your life as a beautiful piece of music being played by a symphony orchestra, or a jazz band or a rock band, whatever suits you. There's the overall composition that is your life, that is full of different rhymes and themes. There may be moments of gentle, soft sounds, and the next moment there's a huge crescendo. Sometimes the music has a light, airy, easy feel, and other times it may seem disjointed or even troubled, a lot like our lives. You may have a huge exam, the bar exam, or a project that you're working on that's taking 75% of your time. And then other times, there may be lighter times that we're not capturing. In other words, we need to plan with intention to be able to have some gentle times after the busy times. Maybe a time when you can take a break and let someone else carry the melody. So how do we plan in a way that gives our lives more of a feel of a musical piece with ups and downs, rather than one loud note that just goes on and on? Here's a tool for you. Audit your time. This was really helpful for me when I audited my time and realized I was spending a lot more time on social media than I thought I was. Here are some areas that you may want to audit in your own life: your school and work commitments, social media and screen time. Self-care, that may be an area that you want to spend more time instead of less. Family and friends, and your community time. So take an audit of your time. Take a week to audit how much time you're spending in each of these areas and see if there are any changes that you can make. You may have heard of this tool before, but I don't know if you're using it, and that is creating some device-free time. Sometimes it's hard to do, but I have a suggestion for you. Maybe for the first 15 minutes of the day, don't look at your phone. So when you get up, don't grab your phone. Instead, meditate for a while or set an intention for the day and journal about that. You can play with a pet. You can give yourself a nice stretch in the morning. Many things that you can do instead of looking at a screen first thing. Why is that important? Because how we start our day sets our tone for the day. What kind of tone do you want to set? Our next tool is called 20-20-20, and it's intended to give your eyes a little bit of a break after looking at a screen for a long time. So for every 20 minutes, you're going to stare at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Let's try it. All right, look away from your screen. And we're going to do this for 20 seconds. Maybe there's a window that you have that you can look out of, or something nice in your room that you want to stare at. Don't look at another screen. Look away. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. That is 20 seconds of looking at something other than the screen. You just gave your eyes a break, and they're thanking you. Our sixth and final tool in this Well Law module is about connecting to community. Studies show that connection to community is vital for our mental health. In fact, it's one of the most important factors for mental health and for longevity. And so in this exercise, I'm going to ask you to jot down the names of people or organizations that are important to you. Maybe they're a part of your community now, or you want them to be a part of your community. And then after that, for each name, do you feel strongly connected, somewhat connected, or not connected to that community? You know, sometimes we've been connected to a community that served us well in the past, but it's time to move on from that community. Or maybe there are other communities that we want to be a part of that we feel strongly connected to, but we haven't joined that community. So it's getting a sense of where we are with that. And then use that list to reflect on your communities and to make new connections, to reconnect, or if necessary, to disconnect from your communities. We have just covered 6 tools to help you manage your stress. I hope you enjoyed those, and I hope that they're helpful for you. We didn't even get to my favorite tool, which is the personal wellness plan. But before I talk about that, let's talk about what we've covered today. Breath awareness. Review and release. We did a time audit, device-free time, 20-20-20, and connecting with community. Now, the personal wellness plan is one of my favorites because it is transformational and really empowering for people to be able to plan their own personal wellness and to achieve those goals. If you're interested in that, that's module number 2. And it's also free because I think everyone should have their own personal wellness plan. Thank you for watching. If you're ready to get started on or deepen your wellness journey while in law school, Well Law is ready to partner with your law school to bring this program to you. Be sure to contact us or forward this information to your law school administrators. Thanks, and we hope to see you soon.